Hey gamehead, you probably clicked this video to get some offline game, but here's the thing. New offline games are quite hard to find, especially because all the new releases are almost always offline. But don't worry, I still got you covered with an amazing list of beautiful offline games for you to enjoy.
Every year, a young boy is chosen to defeat the king.
Tying the list, we've got Dungeon of Dreadlock. If you're into strategy games mixed with roguelike difficulty, this right here might be up your alley. You play as the sister to the chosen one, who must, like those before him, climb dead rocks, a dangerous tower, all to defeat the dead king. Unwilling to let your brother suffer the fate of his predecessors, which by the way isn't pleasant, you break the norm and climb the tower instead. There are over 100 plus handcrafted puzzles, which if it's too easy for you, you remember that your death resets the game. The game also brings quite the immersive story about sibling love and sacrifice, rendered in quality pixel graphics. It's an award-winning indie title, so it's definitely worth checking out. Dungeon of Dreadlock is free and available on all mobile platforms and is about 94 MB in size. Let's continue with Zombie Forest 3, a really nice zombie survival game rendered in polygon graphics. You are stuck in a forest amidst a zombie apocalypse. While running for your life, you luckily, some might say extremely luckily, stumble across a bunker. Hooray! You are now in a safe haven to aid your survival. The gameplay involves you defending your bunker from the hordes of zombies that haunt the night, and during the day you can fortify, build more rooms, listen to radio, or explore a relatively big open map to find resources while fighting off the undead. If you played games like This War of Mine, you will find the mechanics pretty similar. In the end, it's a pretty simple game that tests your survival skills, and it's available on all mobile platforms and around 127 MB in size.
I am a necrom.
Next up is Undead Horde. Imagine playing as a badass ruler of the undead, a necromancer commanding hordes of the undead, and boom, you are defeated and imprisoned in a vase by the dreadful paladins. Luckily for you, a chicken releases you from your prison and now you are out for revenge. The gameplay is simple. You command legions of the undead army, ranging from slain chicken to massive bears and everything in between, causing destruction to village after village and killing all living inhabitants to reanimate them, adding more soldiers to your ever-growing army. It's a very fun game that lets you go all out as a villain with dozens of spells to master, neat yet challenging gameplay because the humans are no pushover, a really nice story, and more. Undead Horde is available on all mobile devices, is paid, and is about 106 MB.
And restore them.
Next up is Railbound. Do you like trains or puzzles or both? Well, Railbound is a delightful mix of the two. Your job is to help out a canine train crew connect their carriages to the conductor as they travel the world transporting passengers and goods. A simple premise that can get pretty challenging as you go. There is a calm and peaceful aura to the game, something to enjoy when you just want to unwind, and the sceneries are beautiful with equally beautiful music that suits the whole experience. There are plentiful of levels to play through and each story is really nice and wholesome as well. Overall, it is a great game, available on all mobile platforms with a deserved price tag and is about 98 MB in size. Roguelikes are really fun, and Skeletal Avenger is no different. Created by the same developers of Undead Horde, this roguelike sees you playing as a skeletal warrior trying to get out of a dungeon of some sort and finally have his revenge or something like that. The game really shines in its combat with a hilarious mechanic that lets you detach and throw your skull, dealing devastating damage. The perk is also plentiful and gives some really neat combinations, and there are a lot of weapons and ability to check out. What more is there to enjoy? It's a hack and slash haven that also has something for the roguelike community. Skeletal Avenger is paid, available on all mobile platforms with 98 MB storage cost. Continuing the list, we have extremely realistic Seige warfare. Yep, the name says it all. It's a game that tries to simulate the inner workings of siege battle. You lead a military force in a fantasy medieval world, building an army, constructing siege weapons, and trying to bring down the enemy's stronghold. is heavily physics-based, meaning some chaotic fun and unique experience with hilarious moments that is sure to make you chuckle as you play. The game brings a simple premise as its title clearly defines the intent, but executes it quite well. Extremely realistic siege warfare is available on tap only and around 652 megabytes in size. Moving to a modern day siege action, we've got Door Kickers Action Squad. A pretty interesting side-scrolling tactical shooter that sees you take on the fierce role of an anti-terrorist team, engaging in breaching missions, taking care of sealed terrorists, disarming bombs, and rescuing people. The game is super fun and hilarious with multiple, 6 to be exact, playable characters. From the gun-blasting assaulters to the quiet and stealthy recons and everything in between, each is with a lively personality that I find quite endearing. The combat is fast-paced and enjoyable with dozens of missions to keep you engaged, and the pixel graphics aren't half bad as well. To be honest, it's a lovely game that's paid but worth it, and is available on all mobile devices and around 59 megabytes in size. Next up is Botworld Adventure, a beautiful, cool-looking Pokemon game that features a world run by animals with a bot master system where you train little robots which are called bots. The story follows a little bot master as he explores a vibrant world seeking to improve his skills and gain more bot companions. The gameplay involves you placing your chosen bot companions in an arena and watch them battle other bots while giving cover fire once in a while. The game has an explorable world filled with NPCs and quests, world secrets, scraps to build your bot with, guild system, and a really nice story. Botworld is available on all mobile platforms, it's surprisingly free, and is about 302 megabytes in size. Going a bit dark, we got Pascal's Wager, a Souls-like game that looks absolutely gorgeous and is equally as difficult. Set in a dark fantasy world, you play as one of the 4 characters trying to find out why the only source of light in their sunless world is dying. The gameplay follows the genre with a stamina bar, parries, and timed attack, and a gruesome enemy system that can kill you with just a few hits. Yep, it's a very difficult game. The graphics are mad impressive, and the world building vague and interesting, and the boss fight absolutely spectacular. Pascal's Wager is a game to check out, especially if you're into hardcore gaming. The game is paid and is around 2 GB in size. Iron Marine is next up, a game for tower defense fans and made from the tower defense masters Ironhide. You play as the commander of the Iron Marines, an intergalactic force battling evil across planets. The gameplay is of little difference to the genre, but it is still pretty engaging with multiple heroes to unlock, cool looking towers, and all types of infantry to command. The difficulty isn't way too easy either, and it takes a tactical approach to clear most levels. There are over 21 missions, 40 upgrades, and unique boss fights. Iron Marine is a brilliant game that just became free quite a while back and is about 539 megabytes in size. Okay, so did you find any offline game you're looking for? You can check out more interesting offline game lists by clicking on the video displaying right now on your screen, or head down to the description for more video options. It's your host P-Dog, thanks greatly for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out though.